Judy. Okay, perfect. So we'll start with you guys, and if anyone joins, I can let them in. So let's start standing up, and we'll start off with the wrist. So I'm just making some gentle wrist movements, loosening off any tension in the wrist. You just want to clasp the hands and then work around in a circular movement. And then just see if you can go around in the opposite direction, see how that feels as well. And some big waves. And back the other way, see how that feels. Little dance. And then big breath in, we're going to press the hands away. So you get a nice stretch through the fingers, tuck the chin, and hold for 3 deep breaths. Just feeling the upper back stretch out, the arms lengthen, and the head relax. On your next exhale, bring the arms above the head, so we're getting a nice full body stretch, and we're just going to work through some gentle circles with the arms above the head. So circling around in one direction. This is going to warm up your shoulders. For you guys that just joined, bring the arms above the head. We're going to work through some circular movements. Bring the hands round in one direction. And let's go back the other way. See how that feels. Warming up the shoulders, keeping the core engaged. And then from here, slowly relax. Okay, we're going to work through internal, external rotation. So the hands face forwards. We're going to slowly roll the shoulders forwards, tuck the chin. And this is like your bad posture. The shoulders are coming forwards. Exhale as we lift and open, and we're exaggerating that good posture. Coming into a bit of extension, maybe lift the head and chin. And inhale as we come back into that internal rotation. And just work through a couple of these. Even doing these first thing in the morning can just make you feel a little bit taller. Help sit the shoulder blades back and down. And lengthens the spine. Really good. So lifting the head as long as it feels comfortable in the upper neck. You should be getting a nice stretch in your throat. And then from here, let's bring the hands onto the hips. So we've got some hip rotations. Feet in line with the hips. Let's circle the hips round in one direction, loosening off any tension in the hips. If you have just woke up, take these movements quite slow and small, and then you can add some range as you feel warm. Really good. Keep the knees bent if you need to. That will help if you feel tight. And then let's go back the other way, loosening off. Hi guys, just joining. And then from here, if you just work through a few hip circles each way, we're going to come back into that overhead position. So again, interlocking the hands, arms above the head. Take a big breath in. We're going to slowly lower both hands down to one side. Exhale as you lift. It is an active stretch, so you're using your muscles as well. Just see how far you can lower. And then lift back to center. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. So awaken up the obliques, keeping the arms strong, and you should feel the shoulders wake up here as well. A few more. Nice. Let's do one more each side. A little bit lower. And release off the arms. Give your shoulders a little shake now. We're going to focus on the upper traps. Take a big breath in. Exhale as we lower your right head down to your right shoulder. Just feeling a gentle stretch in that upper trap muscle. You can either stay here or add a little bit of a deeper stretch by using your right hand. So again this way. And we're going to close down the eyes. Notice the sensations through the upper tract muscle as you stretch and lengthen. Keep this left shoulder relaxed for 3 deep breaths. And then using your right hand, support the head back to center, coming straight onto the other side, relaxing the ear down. Relax your right arm, feel the shoulder come away from the ear. Close down the eyes and then use this left hand for a gentle push. Focusing on 3 deep breaths. And then using the hand to bring the head back to center. Coming back into the side body, we're going to bring the feet a little bit wider now. Hands on your hip, big reach up and over, okay? Either side, and then exhale as we come back. Inhale as you lower. So we'll be able to go a lot further down than we did with both hands, okay? Really lower it down. Feel the stretch in the side of the body. Much bigger movement all the way down. Oh man. Perfect. So let's go for 4 more, 2 on each side. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. You might notice you're getting a little bit lower with these last couple. And bring it back to center. Finishing off with some head circles. So we released off the upper tracts. Let's work through some gentle circles with the head now. And back the other way. And then bring the head back to center once you're done. Just to let you guys know, I have got blocks today. So I'm just going to demo what from down dog into high plank, into high lunge, that sort of flow that I've been going through with you, how much these will help if anyone is having trouble bringing the leg through. So if I just demo, and you can do this with books as well. So if you have your down dog position, the hips are high, so my hands are already so far off the floor, and then you find your high plank, the shoulders come forwards, and then you can step that left foot through and then reach up. Okay, so if anyone's struggling with that movement, these will definitely help. And then when it gets easier, you can lower them a little bit lower, and then eventually you come down onto the floor. Okay, so books, blocks, if you have them and if you need them. Let's start at the top of the mat. We're going to engage the front of the body as we take a big breath in, reach the arms up above the head, and take every little breath out as we forward fold. Relaxing the head, let's give these shoulders a little shake. Just decompressing the spine here, bend and soften into the knees as much as you need to. And then from here, find your halfway lift. So your halfway lift, the hands come up, so you find a nice neutral back, shoulders away from the ears, the knees are soft, and if you're feeling flexible, you do lower the hands down. Okay, so you test your range. If you feel like you're rounding through the spine, lift your hands up higher. But you want to find that nice neutral back, and the hips are in an anterior tilt. From here, ground the hands underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers. Let's step into your first high plank. Engage the core muscles, keep the arms nice and strong, and the pelvis here is in a posterior tilt. So the glutes are engaged. From here, control the knees down. We're going to untuck the toes and bring the hips back into your child pose. Rocking it side to side. Checking in and just see how you feel today in this position. Taking some deep breaths, allowing the head and shoulders to relax, and you can come back to this stretch at any point in the practice. From here, inhale as we come up to all fours. So we're going to warm up the wrists here. We just did a few wrist rotations. Now we're adding some weight. So it's more mobility, we're strengthening as well as stretching. So we're going to bring the shoulders over the wrists, see how far you can go, and then tuck the toes and bring the hips all the way back. So we're stretching out the feet as well. Inhale as we come forwards, exhale as we bring it back. And just work through a couple of these. As you bring it back, you should be feeling a gentle stretch through the back of the foot. That's all your plantar fascia. Making sure all the toes are tucked under. Nice, we'll do a couple more, allowing the shoulders to come over the wrists. And then on your next exhale, let's walk the hands towards your knees. Stay here if you need to, but if you can, come up into a full toe squat. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and we're just going to stretch out the forearms. So bringing the hand to face you now. Really good. Lift the hips if it's too intense through the feet. Try and breathe through it. And then let's go through the other wrist. Bring the hand towards you. And slowly release. Ground in the hands. Release the toes. You can make some circular movements. Bring the blood back to the feet. You can also tuck the toes, lift the knees. That can feel quite nice. You're stretching out the front of the ankles here. And then on your next exhale, let's find your first down dog. So let's really focus on technique today. Spreading the fingers, tuck the toes, lift the hips. And we've got a nice neutral spine in this down dog position. If anyone feels like they're rounding in your spine, bend into the knees more. That's absolutely fine. And really lift the tailbone up towards the sky. You're on an anterior tilt here with the pelvis. Shoulders come away from the ears. Okay, and the head just relaxes through the gap. Think about looking towards the feet. With the knees, just notice if the knees collapse in. If you can, try and actively bring the knees in line with the toes. From here, take a big breath in and exhale as we walk the feet all the way up towards your hands. Again, relaxing in this forward fold. Give your shoulders a little shake. And then let's slowly roll up through your spine. We're going to come into a chair pose to really wake up the legs now. So big breath in as we bend into the knees. Drop the hips. The knees are tracking the toes. Either stay here or reach up with the arms. And you're keeping this neutral spine. The legs are waking up now. When you sit down on a chair, all these muscles are switched off during the day. So it's really important to strengthen them. Take one more breath in and exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale as we lower the hands, let's step back into your high plank. Engage the tummy muscles as we lower the knees. So mini plank, we keep the tailbone tucked, bend into the arms and slowly lower the chest down onto the floor. From here, inhale, we're going to take the hands off of the mat and work through a back extension. Find a W shape with the arms. Lift the chest and squeeze the W's into the side of the body. The elbows into the side of the body. The shoulders come back and down. So the upper back is squeezing together. Your shoulder blades are squeezing towards each other. And on your next exhale, slowly lower the chest. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We're going to push up onto your knees. Tuck the toes and find your down dog. Lift the hips. Really nice. So from here, like I demoed earlier, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands. Bring the shoulders over the wrists first and then step through. Always use the right hand for support if you need to. Control the back knee down. Take a big breath in as we just gently rock it forwards and back. This is low runner's lunge. If it doesn't feel comfortable in that back knee, you can pop a cushion underneath to support. But with this one, you're just working on warming up the hips. We're doing every joint here. The ankle as you come forward, drive the knee over so you stretch out the Achilles. The knee joint, all the muscles around there, the hamstrings, the quads and the calf muscles. And then also the hips. So as we bring that leg, the hips back, we're loosening off the top of the leg. Always focus on the joint first so you can keep the knees soft. Don't worry about locking out the leg. You want to support the joints. Nice, maybe you feel like you're getting a little bit warmer, a little bit looser in these positions. Let's just do a couple more. And then ground that front foot. So now we're going into an active lunge. So the knee comes just over that front ankle. Tuck the back toes and let's find your high lunge. So we're engaging that left thigh. Squeeze your left glute. And just keep that front knee just over the ankle. You should feel your hamstrings engaged now. Take a big breath in as you lengthen the spine. Like we did before, try and find some length in the lower back. And then exhale as we reach up with your right arm. So the same arm as front leg comes into a twist. So you should feel maybe a stretch in that front thigh. Your front shoulder, that right shoulder is really opening and stretching here. And your spine is rotating. So you're coming into a twist. On your next exhale, slowly lower that top hand. So we're going to control the back knee down and walk this front foot back. So just step it back. Ground the hands back in line with the shoulders, the knees in line with the hips. Inhale as we come down into a cow. So shoulder blades come together, tailbone lifts, head lifts. Exhale as we round the spine into your cat. And this is flexion and extension, really good for spine mobility. And again, because when you are sat at the desk during the day, your spine's just quite sedentary all day in that neutral position. So getting a bit of movement through these cat-cows is a really good way to get the blood flow into the areas, different areas of the spine. Really push up at the top and feel the shoulder blades come apart and those muscles in between stretch. From here, take your time to bring it back into your child pose. Relax the head, see how this one feels now. Relax the shoulders and take 3 deep breaths. Nice, inhale as we find all fours, tucking the toes, lift the hips, your downward facing dog, hips high. Maybe you can lengthen the legs a little bit more now, but keep bending into the knees if you need to. On your next exhale, let's walk the feet all the way up towards the hands. Find your forward fold, shake out the shoulders and slowly roll up through your spine, leaving the head last. We're going to find a little balance here, so we're going to come up onto the tiptoes. With the spine, you want to be tucking the tailbone under like a plank, okay? You're not arching, you want to engage the core and the glutes. We're going to come up onto your tiptoes, see how that feels. And then either stay here or see if you can reach the arms up above the head. Okay, so this is, I teach handstand, so this is sort of like a handstand position. This helps with balance. Keep it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the heels. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Hands to floor, step into your high plank. So again, drop the knees if you need to, but maybe try your toes this time to bend into the arms and bring the body down. We're going to come back into that back extension. This time, lift the feet. So the whole back of the body's engaged. The feet come high, squeeze into the upper back and really lift the chest. Keep lifting up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale as you lower. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the tailbone as we push up onto your knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to step the left leg through. So again, shoulders over the wrists. Step that left leg through, lower the back knee down. Inhale as we lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale as we rock it back. So again, just taking your time to really loosen off the hips here. And in all these lunges, you want to be quite light on the wrists. Okay, so imagine you're doing it without the hands. You could rock forwards and back like this. If you do need the hands for support, just come up onto the fingertips. Try not to put weight through the wrists, okay? As well, if anyone can't actually touch the floor, these blocks are really useful for just being here as well, if anyone needs them. Nice. So keeping that front knee soft if you need to. And then let's go into your high lunge. So that front knee just comes over the ankle. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg. So again, try and be on your fingertips here so the legs are taking the weight. On your next exhale, let's reach up with your left arm, finding that twist. Nice and strong. Looking over that left shoulder. And exhale as we bring it down. Control the back knee down. Step the front foot back. And let's just work through a few more cat-cows. Knees in line with the hips. Slowly mobilizing. And then finding a neutral spine. So if you have got a block or book, you can also put it on your lower back for this next exercise. We're going to find a little bit of alignment now. And when I go into Warrior 3, which we have done before, these are the muscles you want to be using for that balance. So we're going to lift and extend your right leg. The right foot comes in line with your right hip. Okay, and you should be feeling the glutes on that right side. We've got hip extension, okay? From here, let's reach up with that left arm, shoulder flexion. The left hand's in line with the left shoulder. And let's really push up through this right hand. So we're staying active in the whole body. Keeping it here. Big breath in as you really reach. And exhale as we lower. Straight onto the other side. Left leg up, foot in line with the hip. Let's reach, right hand in line with the shoulder. And keep pushing up through that left hand. Big breath in, really reach the arm. And exhale as we lower it back down. Really nice. So inhale as we tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're now going to step the right foot through. Like we did before, nice and strong, use the hand if you need to. Lower the knee if you need to, but we're going to try and bring the body up. You can lift up into your high lunge. So from here, Warrior 3, hands come onto the hips. We're going to transfer the weight onto this front leg. So nice and controlled. Lift that back leg high. You can use a wall or block if you need to. If the leg is up, stop. If the leg is up, try and keep the body horizontal. And then from here, we're going to slowly pendulum that left leg through. So bring that left knee higher than your hip as we stand up, and we're really working this right leg here. Feel free to drop and rest if you need to. We're going to do one more. So reversing it back, find your Warrior 3. Lift and lengthen that left leg, lowering the chest. Head's in line with the spine. And then let's slowly pendulum it back through. Knee comes higher than the hips. Let's hold it here. We can reach up with the arms for 5. And exhale, bring it down. Shaking out the legs. Ground the feet. Big breath in as we reach the arms up. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to floor. Step or jump. Find your high plank. Lower the knees if you need to. Bring the body down. We're going to work through another back extension. You can either repeat this W shape or it's a little bit harder, arms above the head. Let's lift the legs as well. Keep lifting and extending for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, lower. So we're doing the opposite now, posterior tilt. So tuck the tailbone under, push up onto your knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Good work. So we're going to go straight into the other side. Inhale as we step your left foot through. High lunge. Lower the back knee if you need to. Control the arms up. So you know what we're doing? Put the hands on the hips, use a chair if you need to, it will definitely help with balance. And then control that back leg up. Warrior 3. Taking your time to bring it through. Really working that left leg. Keep your balance, and then let's do one more. Nice and controlled. And exhale as we bring it back up. Knee higher than the hip. Maybe reach up with the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shaking up the legs, really good. We're going to bring the legs wide now and just loosen off the inner thighs. So feet come wide, let's find your warrior 2. The right foot turns out, bend into that right knee, and the left foot's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Okay, we're just going to hold for 5 breaths. I'll show you 3 choices of arms. Either stay here nice and strong, you can lower and come into a side stretch, or you can allow that right hand to drop down by the right ankle and you find a nice alignment here. So it's harder because the body's lower, okay? Engage that left thigh wherever you are. And exhale as we bring it all the way back up to standing. Both feet face forwards. We're going to take a big breath in as you lift and lengthen. Exhale as we forward fold. So keeping a neutral spine. Slowly lower it down and take 5 breaths in this wide forward fold. Relax the head, relax the shoulders, and of course bend the knees if you need to here. Nice. Inhale as we lift and lengthen. Coming up onto your fingertips, find that halfway lift where your spine's nice and neutral. We're going to walk the hands all the way over to your left foot. And let's just look over your left shoulder. And slowly unwind. Walking the hands all the way around to your right foot. Let's look over your right shoulder. Nice, you're doing really well. Go wider or closer with the feet if you need to. Let's walk it all the way back round to the left foot. Either stay here or maybe reach up with your left arm. So you come into a twist. Keep the hand down if you need to. This twist is just there if your spine is feeling quite mobile, you're super warm, and you want to add a twist. And exhale as you lower, making your way around to the other side. See how it feels on this side. Either keep the hands down or reach up with your right arm. And exhale as we lower. Walking the hands back to center, bringing the hands onto the hips. Lead with the chest and squeeze your glute muscles as you come all the way up, okay? Toe heel the feet in. And we're going to work through side triangle. I think we did this one last week. Turning out the right foot. So the right foot is parallel to the long edge. The left foot is parallel to short edge. And the foot comes in the center. Okay, and then step it out. Imagine you're in a corridor. So the hips shift to the left. Arms reach to the right. And exhale as we drop the hands down the shin towards the foot. Again, if anyone feels like this is just too much cramping in the right side, lift up a little bit higher. And if it's too much to hold, you want to be using a block or book to support the body. Okay, so wherever you are, we're going to slowly keep the top hand where it is. We're going to slowly lift up. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. You're going to aim for 4 more. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. So we're strengthening this pose. Nice. 2 more. All the way down. And bring it back to center. Shaking out the shoulders, both feet facing forwards. Bring them all the way in now in line with the hips. Inhale as we lift and lengthen. Let's come back into a forward fold. So your forward fold options, you can, again, do something that we've done before if you like. You can also step onto the palms, fingers face you, and the toes are in your wrist crease. You can hug the legs or just relax down, bending into the knees as much as you need to. Let's hold for another 3 breaths. And then allowing the arms to relax, slowly roll up through your spine, leaving the head last. Okay, we're going to work through all of this just once more, bringing the legs nice and wide, and I'll give you different options. This time, we're going to turn the toes out. Okay, so you're externally rotating. Inhale as we lift and lengthen, exhale, let's forward fold. So we're coming back into that wide forward fold. This time, as you walk your hands over to the right, we're going to bend into the right knee and lengthen the left leg. And then just walk it left to right, allow the knees to track the toes. And the lower you go, the deeper the stretch. So you're always working to your own range. The more weight you put on the hands as well, the easier it will be. If you want to strengthen up the legs and hips, you can take the hands away fully, lift them up, and you're just rocking it side to side, okay? But just go at your own level. Okay, we're halfway. Let's do a couple more. And then in your own time, bring the hands back to center. Bring the hands onto the hips, lead with the head and chest as we engage the glutes to come up to standing. Toe heel the feet in, and let's find triangle on the other side. So left foot turns out, hands in line with the shoulders. Take a big breath in as we shift the hips to the right. Arms reach towards the left, exhale as we lower, coming into that nice side bend. Keeping that top arm where it is. Inhale as we lift, exhale as we lower. And this is called windmills. You can do it with really light weight in this top hand as well, if anyone needs to strengthen their shoulders. Let's do 4 more. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift. 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Last one, and 4. Really good. Bringing the feet in. This time you can interlock the hands, find a forward fold, and just see how it feels to bring the arms up and over the head. Getting a nice stretch through the shoulders, keeping the knees bent if you need to, and just allowing the arms and shoulders to relax. And to come out of this one, you want to keep the hands together, lead with the head and chest, and then release the hands at the top. Shaking out the shoulders. We'll just work through Warrior 2 on this left side. I did miss that out. So finding this nice wide Warrior 2. This is your last active hold. Bend into this left knee, hands in line with the shoulders. Shoulders away from the ears. Either stay here or bend into that left elbow, reach up and over. Or see how it feels to lower that left hand down. And keep both legs super strong. Imagine you're pulling the feet towards each other through the floor so the inner thighs are squeezing. Keep it there for 5. And slowly come on up. Really good. Walking the feet together. Let's bring the body all the way up to the top. So we'll work through one more flow. Grounds in the feet. Big breath in as we reach the arms up. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to floor. Step into your high plank. Let's hold this last plank for 20 seconds. Keeping the core strong. Stay with it. You can lower the knees if you need to. Then on your next exhale, control the body down. Drop the knees if you need to. We're going to use the hands for support with this back bend. So you can either work through Sphinx like we've done before. The hands are in line with the elbows. Or you can work through Cobra. Much stronger position, but the back bend's a lot deeper. So just go with how your lower back feels. In both of them, don't relax. Think about pushing up, lengthening the spine. You want to tuck the tailbone under as much as you can to avoid compression in the lower back. Okay, keep it where you are for another 2 breaths. If you're in your Sphinx, keeping the chin tucked in line with the spine. And all the muscles underneath the shoulders want to be engaged, okay? On your next exhale, let's slowly lower it down. Hands come underneath the shoulders, big push up onto your knees. And let's bring the hips back into your child pose. Relax the head, and again, you can rock it side to side here. Either stay here or walk your hands over to the right, getting a nice stretch through that left arm. You can rock into that left shoulder. And if you do want to go a little bit deeper, because you're nice and warm now, you can go onto your fingertips. Or if you did have a book or block, you can pop the hands on top and just drop and sink into that shoulder even more. Nice, we'll hold these last stretches for a little while longer, just to really lengthen and loosen. In your own time, let's walk your hands across, over to the other side. Lengthening out the side body. And slowly bring it back to center. So we're going to work through 5 hip openers to finish. Okay, we haven't done too much in the hips today. So again, just take it slow and then build up your movement or deepen the stretch as the time goes on. So we're going to start with bringing your right foot in line with the hip. Again, bend into the knee as much as you need to. Keep and lengthen your spine. We're going to rock forwards and back. And the muscles that are lengthening here are your adductors, so the muscles on the inside of the thighs. Inhale as you come forwards, exhale as you bring the hips right back to find your edge. Nice, let's work through a couple more. And then slowly bring that foot back in. We're going to go straight into the other side. So again, lengthening out your left leg in line with the hip. This side might be tighter or looser, just ease your way into it. And slowly come on out. Okay, so we're going to add a bit of weight behind it now, so it's going to feel a lot more deeper. I'll show you some variations. You can do option 1. We've done this before. This is butterfly. So the soles of the feet come together and just allow the knees to relax out, and that will open up your hip flexors. If you would like to go, you're the other way around basically. The knees come in line with the hips, and you want to support the body with your forearms, okay? And you just want to allow the knees to slide out and then the inner thighs lengthen. Imagine you're in a squat. The feet want to be in line with the knees and then the hips in line with the knees. And then the deeper you go into your squat, so the deeper you bring the hips back towards the heels, the more stretch you're going to have. So you can bring the hips up away from the feet. Exhale as you bring the hips towards the feet. And this one's called frog pose. Again, bring as much weight as you need to onto the forearms. But the idea here again is just to relax into it. Take some deep breaths. You're about halfway. Make any changes if you need to. You might notice that the hips begin to relax and soften now. Really nice. So to come out, you do want to use the hands for support and you can slowly walk the knees in. Okay, make any stretches that you might need, maybe a cat-cow or child pose, just to realign the hips. And if you're in child pose, you can rock it side to side and just notice the sensations through the hips. Taking a few deep breaths. Nice. We're going to work around the back of the hip now, coming into your pigeon pose. I'll show you two variations because when you're here for a longer time, you want to make sure that you're comfortable and there's no pressure or strain on the joints. So you can find recline pigeon, 90-degree angle with both legs, and you relax the upper body over that front shin. The closer the head is towards the foot, the deeper the stretch. If you're in pigeon, or if you want to try pigeon, cushions or blocks or bolsters underneath the front thigh can really help. And then you can straighten out the back leg and drop down. Okay, if anyone wants to give that a go, if you haven't tried pigeon before, you can take a bit of weight out of the knee, or just take it out completely if you can go straight onto the floor. It's really hard because I can't actually see how you guys, but as long as you don't feel too much, any sort of sensations in the knee, in like the front of the kneecap, okay? You can always walk this front foot closer to the body as well. That will help take any stress out of the knee. And then you're squaring up the hips, relax the head, relax the shoulders. And this one is a really big stretch. You're working into the biggest muscles in the body, your glutes, your lower back, and your hamstrings. So just try and breathe into that area and allow that area to relax as you breathe out. Think about relaxing the head and the shoulders here also. You're about halfway. Make any changes if you need to. And then in your own time, using the hands for support, we'll slowly bring the body up. Take your time to bring that front leg back. Again, you can come into child pose or a different stretch if you prefer. Bringing the blood back and the sensations back into the hips. As you realign, you can rock it side to side. And in these longer stretches, you want to be really mindful coming out because obviously you're in that relaxed state. So taking a few deep breaths here and then we'll go on to the other side. Finding your choice of setup and just be aware that this side might be tighter or looser. So just ease your way into it. And when you're ready, let's start bringing that front foot up, relaxing into this side. Maybe you drop onto the elbows. Again, just allow the head and shoulders to relax and completely relax the back leg here also. You're about halfway. Notice any sensations around the hips begin to change. Maybe you feel yourself relax into it a little bit more. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. And then again, really slowly, let's bring that front foot back, taking your time. Releasing the block if you have one. And bring the hips back into your child pose, rocking it side to side. We're just going to finish today with a twist. So in your own time, bring the body all the way around onto the back. And I'll go through a few variations just to help release off any tension you might have in the lower back. So bringing the knees up towards the chest, allow the legs to fully relax and the spine just align and relax onto the mat. The head and shoulders are on the floor also. We're just going to rock it side to side. Feel the legs become really heavy in your hands. And then from here, you can bring the hands in line with the shoulders as long as it feels comfortable to do so. The palms facing down. If they don't touch the floor, you can pop blocks or cushions underneath to support, or just keep them close to the body if you prefer. And then we're going to lower both legs down to the right and just see how this feels for you. So we create a gentle twist through the spine. You might feel it in the glutes and hamstrings on that top leg. If you would like to deepen the stretch, you can lengthen out the top leg and bring the foot towards your hand. And then you get a stretch in the hamstring, the calf muscles and the glutes. If you guys are in this position and the legs aren't relaxed on the floor, again, pop some cushions to support. We're going to breathe into the belly here and just allow the muscles around the core, the lower legs and the top shoulder to completely relax. And then really slowly, let's bend into that top knee if it is straight and bring both knees back to center. You can rock it side to side. And then when you're ready, let's lower to the left. Dropping down, reaching out with that right arm, allowing the right side to completely relax. And again, lengthen that right leg if you want to make it a little bit deeper. And then in your own time, let's slowly bring the knees back to center. Add any extra stretches that your body might need, maybe a happy baby or another twist, you're more than welcome. Or if you're ready to come into a completely neutral position, and we're just going to allow the body to rest and relax. If you've got a busy day, just give yourself, I'll time it for just a minute, give yourself just a minute to completely relax, allow the shoulders to relax. Allow the spine to gently lift off of the mat as you completely relax the core muscles. You might notice that the legs roll out. Okay, the hips are relaxed here, the feet, the ankles. If you do notice any tension, take a big breath in, hold at the top, and take a long, slow exhalation out through the mouth. And when the body begins to calm, the mind will also relax. So hold in here for 1 more minute in silence. And when you're ready, really slowly wake up the body, making gentle movements through your fingers and toes, and you're more than welcome to stay laid down if you prefer. If you're not ready to quite get up yet, but if you're adding in some movement, maybe bring the arms above the head, as if you've just woken up, making some big stretches. You can roll onto one side of the body and use the hands to come up into a comfortable seat. And you're all done. Thanks for joining in, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks, Lydia.
Thanks, Lydia.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.